His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, in the presence of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, patronized His Majesty the King's Cup Horse Racing Festival, which was held at the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club. His Majesty's motorcade arrived at the Rashid Equestrian and Racing Club and was welcomed by the Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Educational Charitable Trust, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Tamkeen, and Chairman of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for the Environment, Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid Al Khalifa, and senior members of the Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club High Committee. The event began with the national anthem. The race was attended by Their Highnesses, senior officials, ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, and a large audience of equestrian and horse racing enthusiasts. His Majesty witnessed part of the race, which included 8 races. His Majesty expressed thanks and appreciation for the good efforts of the REHC, headed by His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman, for holding local horse races and hosting various international competitions, which strengthened Bahrain's position on the global horse racing map as a leading destination for organizing these events. His Majesty praised the numerous successes of this prestigious club since establishment in terms of promoting this authentic Arab sport, the legacy of the ancestors that is a source of pride, in which the kingdom's riders have achieved honorable results at the regional and continental and global levels. His Majesty wished the RAHC best of luck in their future plans and projects to achieve the desired aspirations and enhance the march of the club. The event was held over the course of 2 days and witnessed a distinctive festive atmosphere and fans' interaction, who lived a unique experience in the first races on the first nights of the holy month of Ramadan. The final day racing competitions included 8 rounds, and the results were as follows. First round, His Majesty the King's Cup for Bahraini Arabian thoroughbred horses 1600 meters was won by horse Tuwaisan 1844 of Farfa stable after a strong performance led by rider Ibrahim Nader after beating Abyan 1777. Second round, Rashid Equestrian and Horse Racing Club Cup for horses of the 3rd and 4th grades and beginners, local production 1600 meters, was won by horse Hazam, owned by His Highness Sheikh Salman bin Khalid bin Ali Al Khalifa, in which it managed to record his 2nd consecutive victory this season. Third round, the Charter Cup for first-class horses listed imported, 1600 meters, was won by horse Goman, owned by Muhammad Khalid Abdul Rahim. Fourth round, His Majesty the King's Cup for local production horses 2400 meters, and witnessed an exciting victory for the horse Al Fawj, owned by His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Khalid bin Ali Al Khalifa, led by rider Abdul Rahim Jasim, who registered his name for the first time in the list of winners and dedicated the win to His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Ali Al Khalifa. Fifth round, His Majesty King's Cup for imported horses, sponsored by Babco Energies, 2400 meters, witnessed an exciting victory for horse Sovereign Spirit, led by owner Ibrahim Al Afu, which recorded a historic achievement by winning the His Majesty the King's Cup for the first time. Sixth round, the Rashid Equestrian and Racing Club Chairman Cup, sponsored by Bina Company, for the first-class horses imported, was won by horse Desert Cup, owned by George Baker Racing, was able to record his first victory after beating his rivals Avagogo and Swiftest. Seventh round, Avenues Bahrain Cup, for the 3rd category of first-class horses local production 1400 meters, and the horse Zeal, owned by Muhammad Khalid Abdul Rahim, managed to continue his successive victories this season after beating Echo Through Time final round. The final round, the Babco Energies Cup for the balance race imported 2000 meters, and the horse Fanatic for Victoria Stable was able to achieve his first victory this season after a strong competition with horse Monty Bay.
To take the spoils to win this the top prize in the dying strides. We pick them up now with 100 meters left to go. Mediterranean Moon and California, they were battling for top honors from about the 200 meter marker, but look at El Vogue splitting them, and El Vogue gets there. Perfect.
His Majesty and their Highnesses were entertained by that because they've set the bar high.
Good races to provide some real context to this. Mediterranean Moon seldom runs a bad race. California, another cracker, but I'll let the crowd tell you the story as to how popular this is.
His Majesty the King then honored the winners, where he handed over His Majesty the King's Cup for imported horses to winning owner Ibrahim Al-Afou, His Majesty the King's Cup for local production horses to His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Ali bin Isa Al Khalifa, His Majesty the King's Cup for Arabian horses to winning trainer Yusuf Al Bu'ainain, and the Charter Cup to winning owner Khalid Abdul Rahim. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Ali bin Isa Al Khalifa received the REHC Cup from member of the club's High Committee, Kamal Murad Ali Murad, while the Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for the Environment, Deputy Chairman of the club's High Committee, and member of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Faisal bin Rashid Al Khalifa, presented the REHC Chairman Cup to winner George Baker, while the CEO of Babka Energies Mark Thomas presented the Babka Energies Cup to Abdullah Fawzinas, while Commercial Director of Avenues Bahrain Firas Barakat presented the Avenues Bahrain Cup to the winning owner Muhammad Khalid Abdul Rahim. His Majesty then bid farewell to the audience. Bahrain joins the world in celebrating International Women's Day under the theme For All Women and Girls, Rights, Equality and Empowerment. More in this report. Rights, Equality and Empowerment for All Women is the theme of this year's International Women's Day. It's an occasion that highlights the successes and achievements of Bahraini women at all levels, and their overcoming of many challenges, and their assumption of the highest leadership positions in various fields to gain a prominent position on the Arab and international scenes in terms of participation and contribution to supporting and empowering Arab women. Laws and legislation have had a major impact on what Bahraini women have achieved, as the Supreme Council for Women was able to achieve unprecedented accomplishments in the field of women's development and promote their participation in a framework of justice, equal opportunities, and gender balance. Over 2 decades, many initiatives, projects, and national awards were launched to enhance the presence of women in government and private institutions, political and professional associations, entrepreneurship, and voluntary work, as well as the adoption of Bahraini Women's Day on December 1st to annually celebrate their national achievements in various fields. Numerous royal decrees, legislative amendments, and ministerial decisions have been issued to promote women's rights, and this positive legislative and organizational atmosphere has been reflected in advancing their contribution and providing their competitiveness in the development and democratic process. On this day, Bahraini women affirmed their determination to continue their pioneering achievements as a worthy partner to contribute to the advancement of the nation and consolidate their honorable presence in the Arab and international arenas. The Speaker of the Council of Representatives, Ahmed Lamsalem, affirmed that the advancement of Bahraini women stands as a model success story and a leading development achievement at the local, regional, and international levels. He added that this progress has been made possible under Bahrain's comprehensive development process led by His Majesty the King, with the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. The Speaker affirmed the Council's commitment to constructive collaboration with the Supreme Council for Women under the leadership of Her Royal Highness the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the SCW, emphasizing legislative progress to support Bahraini women and families while striving to meet national goals. The chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Saleh, affirmed the royal patronage of the advancement of Bahraini women continues to enhance their contributions to development sectors and underscores their active and influential presence on both national and international levels. On this occasion of International Women's Day, the chairman praised the government led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister for implementing the necessary initiatives and allocating appropriate budgets to further enhancing the contributions of Bahraini women across all fields. He also praised the distinguished role of Her Royal Highness the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the SCW in supporting and enhancing the status of women in national development as well as in the political, economic, and social fields. He added that Her Royal Highness's contributions continue to build the nation, serving as a proud model in every forum. The chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Saleh, emphasized that acquiring 2 ISO certificates in information security and IT services management bolsters digital transformation projects and validates successful strategies supporting legislative work. He added that this achievement reflects ongoing success in digital transformation and artificial intelligence efforts at the Secretariat General, demonstrating a commitment to adopting advanced technologies for continuous enhancements of technical infrastructure, programs, systems, and procedures. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al-Zayani, participated in the extraordinary session of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, the OIC, in Jeddah. The Minister of Foreign Affairs delivered a speech in which he conveyed the greetings of His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, expressing wishes in the success of the OIC in serving the goals of the Islamic world and its peoples. The Minister said that this extraordinary meeting is taking place under difficult and risky circumstances faced by the Islamic world. He added that the Middle East is mired in conflict and faces serious development challenges exacerbated by instability and the absence of sustainable peace, the most important of which is the Palestinian-Israeli conflict that has been going on for more than 70 years without a political solution that respects the rights of the Palestinian people in accordance with the international law. He stated that Arab and international efforts continue to establish a sovereign Palestinian state aiming to end violence and restore regional stability. The minister stressed that a just and sustainable peace in the Middle East is a constant demand of Arab and Islamic countries, reaffirmed in forums such as the Arab and Islamic Summit in Riyadh and the Arab Summit in Bahrain. He affirmed Bahrain's backing for the draft resolution to reinstate Syria's membership in the OIC, encouraging its political role and wishing the new Syrian leadership success in fulfilling the people's aspirations for peace, security, stability, and development. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al-Zayani, met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Migration and Tunisia's Abroad of Tunisia, Mohammed Ali Nafti, on the sidelines of the extraordinary session of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation in Jeddah. The meeting reviewed the strong relations between Bahrain and Tunisia and discussed means to enhance cooperation across various domains to serve mutual interests. The two ministers discussed regional developments, their impact on security and stability, and issues of common concern. The Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority, the BTEA, participated in the NATAS 2025 Travel Fair, one of Singapore's key industry events, as part of the national carrier Gulf Air's Pavilion. BTEA held a series of meetings with leading Singaporean events organizers to highlight Bahrain's advantages as a host for international events, including its direct flight connectivity and advanced logistical infrastructure. BTEA's delegation met with Singapore Association and Convention and Exhibition organizers and suppliers. Discussions focused on strengthening bilateral cooperation, fostering industry relations, and reinforcing Bahrain's status as a key business and events hub in line with the 2022-2026 tourism strategy. Following the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to open, renovate and restore 40 mosques under the Sunni and Ja'fari Awqaf directorates across Bahrain, the chairman of the Ja'fari Waqf Council, Yusuf bin Saleh Al-Saleh, inaugurated the Watiya Mosque in Sar. Saleh highlighted the kingdom's commitment to maintaining mosques, commending the support of His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to recognizing their essential role in society and religious practices. The mosque, which accommodates 433 worshippers, was completed with the support from the benefactors and the Ja'fari Awqaf Directorate. During the holy month of Ramadan, markets and shops bustle with activity adorned with special lights and decorations. Ramadan sees these venues organizing numerous family-friendly events and activities, including promotions and significant discounts on various products. This period witnesses a boom in buying and selling, with highlighting demand for basic food commodities and Ramadan-specific supplies. The festive atmosphere and increased consumer activity make Ramadan a crucial season for retailers and shoppers alike. With the arrival of Ramadan, Awal Dairy Company is launching a special production campaign to address the local demand for high-quality dairy products. The factory plays a vital role in supplying milk and its derivatives during this sacred month, ramping up production to meet increased consumer needs. Awal Dairy Factory also plans to bolster production capacity to ensure daily availability of premium dairy products. Recognizing the significance of local offerings, the factory has also obtained ISO certification to expand its reach into foreign markets, which confirms the success of its marketing and production strategy. The presence of Bahraini dairy products is essential for the community, complementing main meals during Ramadan, prompting local factories to enhance production and fulfill market demands effectively.